When the name node is restarted, the RAM memory is empty because temporarily the transaction details has been stored in the RAM memory. The transaction details like you have created, added, or deleted, or renamed something you have done with your cluster, that transactions will be available in the RAM memory, right? For temporarily till your cluster is running, that information will be available in the RAM memory for easy access, or faster access. The RAM memory is more faster than your disk. Suppose you want to get some data from the disk, or suppose you want to get some data from the RAM is faster than your disk. RAM is faster than the disk. So, but the disadvantage is the RAM memory is temporary memory. Till the machine goes down, the information will be available in the RAM memory. Suppose if you take an example, you have started your mobile, you have opened some applications, you are playing game, and you are sending message WhatsApp, and you have restarted your mobile. The game information, the WhatsApp information, whatever the file applications were running before, all the applications will go down because that memory has been cleaned up. Right? So the same way here, when the name node restart, whatever the information was stored in the RAM memory will be cleaned up. And so when it come back, he will be with a fresh mind. He don't know anything about his teammates. To understand about his teammates, he has to go through some information. That information will be available in the edit log file. So edit log file FSIMAGE files are stored in name node memory in the sense hard disk, name node hard disk, permanent storage. For the permanent storage, when the name node restart, the very first task what it will do, it will read the edit log file and it will take the transaction information and it will merge with FSIMAGE. What the name node will do when it restart? The very first task, guys, it will take the edits from the edit file and it will merge with the FSIMAGE. Why it is merging with FSIMAGE? Anyone? Why it needs to be merged with FSIMAGE? Why it is merged with FSIMAGE? Kishore?
Since
Ganesh?
FSIMAGE is in hard disk.
Could you please repeat?
Since the FSIMAGE is a hard disk file, it doesn't store in RAM.
No. Why I need to merge with FSIMAGE? Why can't I load edit log itself into RAM?
To faster access, the edit logs will be available in RAM.
Guys, someone is
Edit log is transactional,
okay. Very good,
but
Sachin.
FSIMAGE has inode information, all the
Very
file
good.
paths.
Very good. As I shown yesterday, let's look at here. As I shown yesterday, everyone is able to see my screen? If anyone is facing problem, please let me know. Okay, where your edit log and FSIMAGE will be there, those will be there in name node configuration. Wherever you have configured the name node directory, in the directory it will be available, okay, including the transactions, all details. Okay, so when you look at the edit log file, normally we cannot look at the edit log file. It is in a binary format. It's not in human readable format. It will be there in a binary format, but there are some tools has been introduced in Hadoop 2. Those are called optimized edit viewer, optimized image viewer. Using those tools you can read the edit log file. You can convert into human readable file format. Okay, let's look at here. If you see here, it has the operations and it has a transaction ID. It has what is operation make directory and what is the transaction ID, what is the length, what is the inode. Inode means path, and what is the path. So the timestamp when it has been done, what is the user, who belong to which group he is. Okay, what is the permissions, all this information is it's been loaded by your edit log. But I don't need this information. I want the proper information. For the RAM memory, it does not read all the it does not need all your transactional information. I don't need a transaction ID. I don't need who okay, let me tell. I don't need the transaction ID. I don't need the what is operation he has done. I don't need that information, but I need an information which is what is my path, where the data is located, how many blocks are there for the data, what is the block size, what is the replication factor, who is the user, which belong to which group. That information is required. Let's look at here. Yesterday I think I have opened yep, in the browser I have opened. Correct. Let's look at here. This is my file fs image, my cluster fs image, I mean my setup fs image. Let me look for a bigger file. This file size is I think close to 300 MB. Just look at this file. What is the information it has, what type of file it is, what is the ID, and what type of file it is, what is the file name, what is the replication factor, what when the last modification time, when it has been added, and what is the preferred block size, and what is the permissions, who is the user, and what is the which user he is belong to which group, and what is the permissions he has, read, write, read, and what are the blocks. That's the information I need, right? That's the information I need. I don't need other information. In fs image, for the name node, this is the information is required, right? So let's look at here, and your block ID, your generator timestamp, your blocks, what is the block size, number of bytes in size, right? So second block, the next block, and this, when it is generated, and what is this. So let's look at here. All the block information is available in the fs image. So your fs image contains, if fs image contains the file system information, what is the block, what is the replication, how many, what is the size of the block, that information will be available in the fs image. This is information is required for whom? Name node, not the transactional information. Transactional information will contain the raw transactional information. fs image will contain the file system information. So your name node require the file system information only. Guys, this is very much important. You need to understand these two things. Okay, most of the blocks will not explain this information. The very old blocks may not explain this, and the new blocks may explain this. When you're going through a book, when you're going through videos, when you're going through some of the things, this information may not be explained properly there, but please try to concentrate here. If you know these two things, what they are doing, or if you know what are their roles and responsibilities, you can easily understand the next why secondary name node, why primary name node, I mean checkpoint node, why backup, why high availability. All these things you can easily understand. Clear? Any doubts about fs image and edit log? So when the name node restart, the first task is that it will start merging your edits with fs image, and after merging it, it will load the fs image back to a name node RAM memory, and also our data nodes also will keep sending a heartbeat to a name node saying that we are alive. Every 3 seconds they will send the heartbeat, and they'll send the block report to a name node. They'll send the block report as well, guys. Why they'll send the block report? Because your name node fs image has the block information, but it does not have the where the blocks are there, right? If you see your you see here this, it has only the block information, block IDs. It has only block IDs, right? But it does not have which data node this has this block, which data node has which block. It does not have that information. That information will be collected by where? Your data nodes. The data nodes will send the heartbeat, and they will send the block report to a name node saying that this is the blocks I have, this is the blocks I have, this is the blocks I have, and your name node will keep the up-to-date information in the name node memory, name node RAM. Why? Because suppose if anyone is requested for something, you can easily get the information from the name node RAM faster. You can respond easily. Suppose the client came, I want the employee file, where it is. So when you talk to a name node, it will not go and talk to a edit log and fs image in the which is there in hard disk. It will talk to a RAM where the information is available. It will pick that information and will respond to a client. If it needs to pick from the edit log and fs image, it will take so much of time because we are dealing with a huge amount of the data. So it will obviously take so much of time. That's the reason always your name node keeps the latest up-to-date information in the RAM memory. Is everyone is clear about this point? Is everyone is clear about this point? Any doubts? The capacity of the RAM we can configure anything, Sachin. That's why we will go with any other machines. We can go with the commodity hardware where we can have a 64 GB RAM or 128 GB RAM or 512 GB RAM of the data nodes. But most of the cases will go with the name node is a bigger RAM. Like you can have a 512 GB RAM, or you can have a 1 TB RAM. You can have a bigger RAM for the name node. Then on the name node is we'll go with a bigger RAM, 128 or 5 no 256 or 512, any of the dimension, I mean any of the size. That your name node stores only metadata. Guys, try to understand. Your name node stores only metadata information in the RAM. That will be hardly in a KBs. Even if you load a 10 GB file or 1 TB file, the memory occupation in the RAM is very less. I'll explain that as well. I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you that as well. Okay, it will maintain the information, very less information for even 1 TB data in the RAM memory. In the RAM memory, 1 TB data is stored in a cluster. The very small amount of, hardly it will be, if you are storing 1 TB data, hardly I mean as per my understanding it will be 1 GB of RAM it will occupy. That's it. Because so many blocks information, so many things it has, so many block information, so many file information, so many directories information, so many data nodes information it has to maintain. That's why it will also occupy 1 GB close to, not even, I don't think it's a single file is 1 TB. I don't think it will occupy that much as well. Okay, clear, Sachin? So any other doubts? Please first try to understand these things, then we'll move to next topic, which is called data node. Then we will see the remaining things. Sarath, any doubts? Shravani, Kishore? If I miss any name, please excuse. Sunil, Harika, Ganesh, Anisha, and Rakesh. Good? Okay.
Sir, can you explain safe mode?
Yep. Safe mode is when your name node restart, the first task as we discussed, it has to merge edits with FSIMAGE. Let's assume that it is merging the edits and FSIMAGE. That time your cluster will not be available for writing the data. Your cluster will not be available for writing the data because your name node is doing other operation which is reading the edits. Suppose it's reading the edits, you're writing something. Suppose when I'm reading edit file, okay, suppose you are writing some data into edit file, there will be conflict may come, right? Because I am also reading the same file, you are writing the same data into that file, I may get the conflict, right? When the name node restarts, it will kind of a locking the edit log. It is locked the edit log and it start doing the merging process. Okay, so in between, when you start writing the data, when you start putting the data into cluster, what will happen? I may get confused whether I need to collect this data or not, I need to merge this data or not, right? That's the reason while your merge process is happening, when the name node restart and when your data nodes are sending the block report, this duration, your name node will go into a safe mode. This is one of the cause. There are so many other reasons to name node go into safe mode. We can also keep a name node into safe mode explicitly. Ourselves we can keep. There are the commands. No admin commands are there. I'll tell you those things as well. So when the merge process is happening, when your data nodes are sending the block report to name node, that duration, your cluster will be in a safe mode. Safe mode means it will allow only read operation. You cannot do write operation. It will allow only read operation. You cannot do a write operation. Okay? Understand, Harika?
Yes, sir.
So safe mode is like our Windows safe mode. So suppose if something goes wrong with your Windows machine, what will happen? So it will ask you to restart in the safe mode. So when you restart the machine in the safe mode, what will happen? Where I can go and recover the files, or where I can, it not allow to insert new things, but I can access the old things, which is already available. I cannot insert a new software. I cannot install a new software in the safe mode. The same way here as well, your safe mode in the Hadoop cluster is will not allow the write operations, but it will allow the only read operations for certain time, only certain time. And so when the process is done, automatically your name node himself will come into normal mode from the safe mode. right? So it will start functioning. Or you can also keep yourself, or you can also bring your name node into from out of the safe mode. You can also do that by using safe mode leave command. We will see those commands coming classes. Clear? Any others? Okay, now the next question is, what are the limitations of the name node? What are the limitations of the name node? What are the limitations of the name node? We have discussed yesterday. What are the limitations of the name node?
Single point of failure,
Very good. Okay.
and then uh, the name node may be unavailable for a longer time because the merge process could take long time, and then safe mode. So
Correct.
sometimes it may take longer process and we can lose some data.
It's not because of it's taking long time. It will lose the data. No, that's the wrong.
No, because it restarted, RAM is clean now, so anything that was not merged possibly it may be lost.
Correct. So if the name node goes down, I mean it's failed. Okay, it's failed completely. I'm not able to take the recovery from the hard disk, so we will lose the data. We will lose the data. Fail completely means it's burnout. Let's assume that it's burnout. I'm not able to take edit log or fs image from the name node hard disk. Using recovery tools also I'm not able to recover it. Yes, that kind of scenarios we will lose the data from the cluster. And
Okay.
another one is when your edits become huge, when merge process will take so much of time. When if it's take a merge process so much of time, your cluster will not be available. Your cluster will not be available for writing any data because it will be in a safe mode, right? So these are the limitations we see with the name node. To overcome these limitations, we come up with something called secondary name node. What is a secondary name node, guys? Any assumption? Just you know, what to say? I mean, the name by using the name. Try to guess. So what will be the secondary name node? What could have been it? Any guesses?
Backup, kind of backup or load balancer? A
Backup,
replication?
replication. Okay. Anyone else? From our group, Rakesh or Sunil or Kamal, Ravi. I mean, Ravi seems he left. We already discussed something about secondary name node in our group, guys. Anyone? Ganesh or someone? Just give a guess, guys. I just want to understand what is your point of view with respect to secondary name node. So whether it's right or wrong. If it is wrong, I'll correct you. If it's right, yes, I'll also take inputs from you guys.
It will be as a mirror image of the name node.
Mirror image of the name node. Okay.
Contains the backup of the name node.
Contains the backup of the name node. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Name node is a physical machine which you will install in okay, someone is sorry guys, someone is pinged here. I didn't see the chart. Name node not working, then come to a picture. No, Rakesh, it's a wrong assumption. So most of the guys are thinking that when the name node goes down, your secondary name node will start working. No, that's a wrong assumption. Yeah, let me explain you very clearly here. Okay, so secondary name node is another physical machine in the cluster, and it has a special configurations for it. The special configurations are what we will say to a secondary name node. You periodically talk to a name node. You periodically talk to a name node. What is a periodically? What is the periodically? I'll tell that. Let me draw a diagram here. Let me explain with a diagram. Okay, you have a name node. You have a name node, and you have a secondary name node. So secondary name node will call SNN. Okay, name node will call NN, and data node will call DN. Okay, we have some machines like this. Let me take only 4 nodes of this. Okay, and these machines are connected each other. And I have a client here. Okay, now we have seen the limitation of the name node. The very first limitation is the edit log may become huge. What is the very first limitation? The edit log may become huge. Guys, I'm keeping you guys in a mute because it's giving some disturbance for others. So that's why I kept you on mute. Okay, the very first limitation was the edit log become huge if you didn't restart your name node for a long time, and it will take a longer time to restart. Correct? That's the first limitation we have seen. Because the edit log is huge, it has to merge your edit log with FS image. It may take a longer time. It may take a longer time to process. I mean, or coming up to functional as a name node. So what we have done to overcome that limitation, we have set up a new machine called secondary name node, and we have configured such a way that every 1 hour by default configuration, guys, I'm talking about default configuration. Every 1 hour, you go and talk to a name node, get edits and FS image every 1 hour, or whenever you reaches to 1 million transactions. Whenever it reaches to 1 million transactions, go and get edits and FS image from the name node. Either every 1 hour or every 1 million transactions, you go and get the edit log and FS image from the name node. You go and get the edit log and FS image from the name node. Let's say it is edit. I'll represent as E, and as I'll represent something as FS. Get these two files, merge them internally, and keep updated FS image. Keep updated FS image with him. Try to understand, guys. Here there is something we need to understand. This is secondary name node part, this is name node part. Okay, so secondary name node, what it will do when you install a machine, guys, this is the first version of the secondary name node. I'm not talking about a very high level, the recent what is available in the Hadoop 2. I'm talking about the very first level of name node, secondary name node. I'll show you the very first level of the name node, then I will a secondary name node, then I'll show you a checkpoint, then I'll show you a backup node. So I'll show you the one after one, because you never forget that. If I directly show you the latest one, if anyone asks you the if anyone asks anything from the older one question, we may stuck. I don't want my students stuck in that area. Okay, that's why I'm giving from the basic. There is a secondary name node I have installed where it is every 1 hour or 1 million transactions. It's a configurable, guys. It's not it's by default it's 1 hour and 1 million transactions. You can change to 30 minutes, you can change to 2 hours. That's up to you. Okay, up to the data flow, and based on how much data we're getting into cluster, based on the requirement, you can configure it. Okay, so what it is do, it will take the edits and FS image. It takes the edits and FS image, it will merge and it will keep it with him. And it will start merging the latest FS image. So now your name node has the latest merged file. This is merged file. Okay, now let's take a simple scenario, the failure scenario. Now your name node restarted. And also one more thing I would like to bring here, guys. As soon as it is given the edit and fs image, right? It is given the edit and fs image, right? It will not make use the same edit log for the new writes. Let's say I have talked at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. My next merge will be 9 o'clock. My next merge will be 10 o'clock. My next merge will be 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Periodical, right? It's a periodic, correct? Now, whenever my fs image is given edits and fs image at the time of 8 o'clock, it has given edits and fs image at the 8 o'clock. To whom? To name node. Now, if any transaction happens after 8, between 9, that will be write into new edit log, edits underscore new. It will write into edits underscore new. It will write into new edit log file, because already the old edit file I have already given to secondary name node. I don't want to make use of the same edit file. I don't want to make use of the same edit file. It will create a new edit file to keep a transaction after given the edits and fs image to name secondary name node. So an example, let's happen 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock the name node has given the edits and fs image to name node. After 8 o'clock, any transaction happens, any new transaction, it will create a new edit file and keep in it that edit file. That changes will be in a new edit file. Okay, the old edit file is already sent to a name node. It doesn't mean that name node will not have the old edit file. It will be having old edit file with him also. It will not use that edit file for writing the new changes. Okay, now while doing a merge, it will take that edit file and will do a merge. It will have the latest merge image at the 8 o'clock. At the 8 o'clock. At the 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is merge is done. 8 o'clock the merge is done. And next merge is 9 o'clock. So the next merge, what it will do, your 9 o'clock your secondary name will request for the new edits. Already it has the latest fs image. It doesn't need the fs image. Okay. So what it will do, it will take the 9 o'clock. At the 9 o'clock, guys, this is 8 o'clock. Now I'm talking about 9 o'clock. Now I'm talking about 9 o'clock. Now I'm talking 9 o'clock. Okay. So 9 o'clock, now it is take this edit file and it has already it has fs image. Then it will merge these two and will keep the latest fs image. Latest fs image. It will keep the latest fs image. Now let's assume that 9 o'clock also my merges happen. 9:10. Let's assume that this is 9:10 or 9:30. Let's say 9:30. 9:30 my machine restarted. The case 1. Name node restarted at 9:30. At 9:30. What will happen, guys, when the name node restart? It has to merge your edits with fs image. Correct? It has to merge, right? The first operation what name node do, whenever you restart, it will take the edit log and it will merge with fs image. Correct? Now at the 9:30 your name node has the edits. So in this half an hour also some edits might have happened, right? Some transaction might have happened, right? So that will be edits, right? That file called edits, right? So now it has to merge this edit file with the fs image which is there in the secondary name node. It has to merge with that edit file which is there in the secondary name node. Now whatever it will take the edits from name node, fs image from secondary name node. It will take edit file from name node, fs image from name node or secondary name node. Then it will merge it. It will merge it. It will merge it. It will merge it. After merging this, After merging this, it will load into and load into name node RAM. Name node RAM. Why to load? We guys know it. Why to load into name node RAM? It load into name node RAM. Now the restart time is quick. The restart time quick or not? Because I no need to merge. Let's say your the name node was restarted at the November 1st November, last November. Today is, let's say, 17th. It was restarted 1st November. Okay, that time the FS image was this was the first number in FS image, and after that it's doing so many edits, right? So your name node no need to merge the old changes. It has to merge only the latest changes, only this half an hour changes, correct? Only this half an hour, 30 minutes changes only this half an hour changes only, because the previous changes at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock changes, those changes are already merged. That is there in the latest FS image. I no need to merge again. So I need to merge only this half an hour changes. So that's why your name node is starts quickly compared to the previous approach, right? Your name node restart time is quicker. Now the name node restart time is quicker, improved compared to without name node, right? The case 1 is that. Case 2, name node completely dead. I'm not able to even take the recovery. Completely dead. I'm not even able to take the recovery. So we will lose name node completely dead. Completely dead means, guys, completely dead. I'm not able to take any recovery. Dead. I'm not able to take a recovery. Completely dead. So I will lose only half an hour changes of data. I will lose only last half an hour data. Last half an hour, 30 minutes data. Correct? Because the previous data is already there in the secondary name node. The previous data changes already there in the secondary name node. Now my secondary name node has the information, it knows it, what was done before half an hour, what was done till 9 o'clock. So I have saved a data failure, a data loss. Suppose if you don't have a secondary name node, if your name node dead completely, you will lose so much of data which has happened 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or whatever the transaction have happened till 9 o'clock, complete data, till 9:30, whatever the data you have done, there are chances you may lose complete data. But here we are not losing complete data, we are losing only 30 minutes of changes. 30 minutes of changes, right? We have improved restart time, and also we have controlled data loss from huge to a little, right, by using secondary name node. So this is how the secondary name node works. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, if you guys have any doubts, please unmute and talk. Is everyone is clear about the secondary name node? Oh, go ahead, Sunil.
You told that it will take, second node will take periodically edit images and then send the new edit file to name node, right?
Edit?
It will send the edit image, new edit file to name node. Then second time it will take the new edit file, then it will send the new edit file, means at that time it will replace that old edit log file.
No, it will not replace the old file. It will maintain all the transactions. You look at here. You look at here the screen.
Every time it will create new edit log file.
Every time. Suppose once is given to a name node, after giving, every time it will create a new edit log. Look at here. Look at the screen. Yes, see. 1 second, guys. See how many edit files are there here? So many edit files. It's very less. If I show you my setup, let me show user Hadoop yarn data HDFS name node under current. See how many edit files are there? These are all edit files. These are all edit files. It will maintain so many, but FSMS files are very less. FSMS files, very less FSMS files. Okay. And
secondary.
yes. So only your once it is sent to name node, only sent to the when it is name node sent to the edits and FSMS to secondary name node, it will always after sending them, it will not make use of that edit file. It will create a new edit file. It will create a new edit file for the new transactions, because the checkpoint is happened at 9 o'clock. I already done the checkpoint. After the checkpoint, if I want to do anything, that's called it's a checkpointing. So when it's done the checkpoint at 9 o'clock, and after the 9 o'clock, what are the transaction I do? I will create a new edit file and put into that. I will not make use of the old one. That is the way it will reduce the time of merging. That's the way it will reduce the time of merging. Clear, guys? Anyone else? Any doubt? Sunil?
Yeah. Clear.
Rakesh, now you are clear. I mean, you were telling something name node not work, then come to picture. Rakesh, are you clear? What is the secondary name node? Oh, Rakesh is left, it seems. Okay. Yeah, Rakesh is there. Okay. Rakesh, are you clear? Yeah, good. So, any doubts? Harika, Sachin, Shravani, Kishore? Any doubts? Okay, I think it's good to go. I think it's good to go. So yeah, if you have doubts, I thought to give some real-time example. Okay, good. Real-time example, no need. I think everyone understood. Let me explain then in this case. Let's say you are taking, I'm a trainer. My students, what I'm do, whenever I complete, transactions or not transactions, or one topic I finish, I'll be keeping all these things on temporary slip. One slip. Slip is nothing but edit log here. So I have an assistant who will merge, who will merge my slip, I mean rough notes to regular notes. I have my assistant who will take the slips from me. Slips is nothing but so I have explained the edit log, I have explained the FS image. I will just give the raw information there. I'll just give the raw information. So but my assistant, what he will do, from the raw information he will prepare a proper notes. Okay, so let's assume that I have completed name node topic, then I have given the slip to him. He will keep asking me every 1 hour, sir, whatever you have done till now, just give me, I'll merge it. So my assistant will keep asking me every 1 hour. So whenever you finish this, 1 hour is reached, you give me the slip, I'll merge it. So I'm keep giving my slips to my assistant. The assistant is merging that one. So he will do only hourly basis. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. In between, if you ask anything, he will not do. In between, if you ask anything, he will not do. Right, let's assume that my class is over by my class will complete by 10:30 or 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, let's assume that my class will complete by 10 o'clock. 9:30, I have stopped my class. I have stopped my class. Whatever the slip I have prepared, that slip I have to give to him, but he will not take. He will take hourly basis only. So because he will not take, I have to take care of creating a new notes. Correct? So what I need to do, I have to take the slip with me, which is there, the new slip. The old slip I already have given. I have to take the new slip with me, the new chitta slip. Now I have to take the regular notes from him. I have to prepare myself, being a master, being a name node. Okay, so but I'm not doing the old slips. The old slips already done by my assistant. So I need to do only the last slip only. That is an half an hour changes here. I need to do a change, merge or prepare a notes from the last half an hour only. I no need to do the before hours which I have covered. The before hours, whatever I have done, already my assistant has done that. So I need to merge or I need to prepare regular notes from the slip which is there currently with me, which is the last slip, which is the last slip. So I will reduce the time. I can easily start the class again immediately. I no need to spend time on preparing the notes from the last slip. So it's a small slip, I can finish it off. Then again 10 o'clock and 10, 11 and all, my assistant is there taking care of the preparing the notes. I mean to if you compare there, the slip is edit log, my assistant is a secondary name node, myself is a name node, the regular nodes is FS image. Understand guys the example? Understood the example? Yeah. Now do we see any limitation in the name node or secondary name node? Now you guys understood the secondary name node. So what is the limitation you see in the secondary name node? What is the limitation you see in the secondary name node? What is the limitation you see? Only take within 1 hour for okay, and it will be depend on the name node. Actually it has to depend on the name node. He cannot be independent because he has to get the FS image in edit log. The edit log will be generated in name node only, so he has to be dependent.
It will accept periodical only, not in between periodic time.
Okay, it lacks as the data periodically only. Okay. Okay, it may also go down. Secondary name node also go down. Okay.
So what I mean to say is probably name node pushes data to secondary name node, right? Name node doesn't get data.
He will get the data. He will go and get the data. I mean,
Oh,
he
so
will
secondary
request.
name node goes and gets data.
Yeah,
So the configuration is on secondary name node, not name node.
no, both the name nodes should have a same configuration, same folder structure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Otherwise, how your
Meaning
name name?
hour also, right? Every 1 hour.
Every 1 hour, it's configured. See, and one more thing, guys, everyone, whatever the configurations you do, that configuration should be same. Let's look at here. Suppose you are doing
Both the
some
machines.
configuration, that we should be same here, and client, secondary name node, data node, everywhere the configuration should be same. That doesn't mean that my client will have a different configuration, my data node will have a different configuration, my secondary name. No, your name node also knows what are the configuration done by the secondary name node. Otherwise, whenever he give a request, you will not take the request. No, he should know who is my secondary name node, and your client should know who is my name node. Your client should know who are the data nodes. The configuration should be same across all the machines. Okay, the limitation you see, still I have half an hour, still I have this gap, or in between the checkpoint there may be a chance I lose the data. Still I have a data loss. Still I do have a data loss. That's a limitation 1. Here, whenever name node restart, your name node has to get FS image from whom? Secondary name node. What does it mean? It has to give another request from the secondary name node. Hey, you have a latest nodes, no? Give me that latest nodes. You have the latest FS image, no? Give me that. It has to request to secondary name node. Correct? It has to request. Even we have improved the restart time. You have improved the data. I mean, we have improved. Instead of losing the whole data, we are losing some data. We improved in that area, but still here there are some more limitations. The limitations are still there are, if something goes wrong in between the checkpoints, yes, there is a data loss, and still secondary name node has to give a request to a secondary name node has to give a request to secondary name node to get the FS image. Correct? So to avoid that, it's not, instead of saying avoid, to overcome that limitations, we come up with something called checkpoint node. checkpoint node. So the checkpoint node overcomes only limitation of this limitation. Request, name node has to request the secondary name node for the FS image, right? Only that has been improved. How? How? So let me show you guys, let me show you something in the PDF. Instead of I draw the diagram, it will take some time to draw a diagram. So instead of that, I want to show from here. Guys, look at here. Let me go. Yeah. Okay, let's try to understand what is the secondary name node. So this is the secondary name node, looks like this. So let me explain this. This is actually version 2 of secondary name node. So your checkpoint node is nothing but version 2 of secondary name node. Your checkpoint node is nothing but version 2 of secondary name node. Guys, try to understand this. Your checkpoint node is also as similar as secondary name node only. Some people say it's a version 2 of the secondary name node. Some people say it's a checkpoint node. Why they call a checkpoint node? They have renamed it from the secondary name node, because initially they thought that secondary name node is a bad idea. A secondary name node is a poorly named. So now you just see in our group, when we say secondary name node, what the people started telling, so when the name node goes down, there is some guy who will take care of it. But by name itself, it is saying that someone will take care of it. That's wrong. That's wrong, right? That's why the secondary name node, they have named poorly. Okay, so that's why the version 2, they changed the name of secondary name node to checkpoint node. They have changed the name of secondary name node to checkpoint node by adding a single one functionality. By adding one functionality, the one functionality is, look at here, it is taking the edit and FS image. It is taking the edits and FS image. It is merging it here in the secondary name node or checkpoint node, whatever you call. Why they calling checkpoint? Because every 1 hour it is checking. Every 1 hour it's go and checking. That's why they call a checkpoint node. Before it was a secondary name node. They realized that we have poorly named it, and now anyway it is checking every 1 hour, right? So let's change the name to checkpoint node. Let's change the name to checkpoint node. So the secondary name node has been become checkpoint node. Some people still they call it the secondary name node only. Okay, so checkpoint node, what it will do, every 1 hour it will go and get the FS image, it will merge it here, and it will giving back to a name node. This is called upload back to a name node. It is giving back to a name node. Look at here. It means it will maintain one copy. It will give one copy to name node. Now your name node has latest FS image and new edit log. Guys, is this my screen is visible to everyone? Yep. Look at here. It is given latest. The latest. I'm not able to show the pointer. Sorry, guys. Yep. So are you guys able to see my pointer? Or else let me take.
Yes.
Let me take a laser. Yeah. See here. My latest FS image is uploading back to name node. It means my name node has the edit log file as well as a latest FS image. Both are there with my name node now. So when the name node restarts now, I no need to request this guy to give me a latest nodes. I already have with me only. Because of the last better experience of doing myself. Because if you take an example what I have explained, so I have to prepare the notes myself being a master, because I have done in between the checkpoint. So with the better experience, I told to my assistant, hey man, not only 1 hour, after as soon as you finish, you give me your latest notes always. What, every time should I come to you for the new notes? No, I don't want to come to you. You give me whenever you complete your merge, whenever you complete your preparing of notes, you just give me back. I don't want come to you to take a notes. I have something else to work. I cannot spend time on getting the things from you. You only give me whenever you finish. So that's why that is the way your checkpoint is upload back the latest FS image, and anyway your name node will have a new edit. Whenever it is given back to the name node, it will not make use of the old edit. It will create a new edit. And anyway the both are available with your name node it's available, both available with the name node, right? So now I restarted my name node, let's say. So I no need to give a request. I already have a latest FS image with me. I just go ahead and do merging. I'll just go ahead and do a merging. Understand guys? Understand guys what is a checkpoint node? Very much important. It makes you confused. Your checkpoint and secondary name node both are similar. The only functionality difference is checkpoint node will upload back to a name node, but your secondary name node will not do that. Okay, so that's it for today. If you guys have any doubts, please stay back, and else you guys can leave for the day. Yeah, if you guys have any doubts, if anyone wants to talk to me, please